we've transported back to the same place. It's almost like we never left. The weather's better though. I do feel absolutely disgusting because I've eaten about 6,000 calories of pure sugar in the last 2 hours before leaving town, hoping that'll help in the long run. But we're going to show you a little bit of Croy's car setup. He lives temporarily on this rack on the roof of the car. No, I'm just kidding. It comes down and gets stowed in the back of the car so you can sleep in it. A little camper setup. It's pretty cool. And he made a bunch of logs. He stole a bunch of logs from the woods and fastened them together to make a roof rack so that he could put this on top of the car so he could give us rides, which was really nice.
He made it in the trailhead parking lot. Like very simple tools. Quite impressed. It's fucking sturdy.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. This is the line leaving Dubois. There's really not much here. It's kind of funny when all these cars drive by us and we're walking into somewhere like this. It does not look like we're going onto any sort of trail whatsoever. Just like following a ravine on the side of the highway. But this ravine is taking us to Yellowstone, so it should be a special one. Okay, Clover, what's your estimate on how far we got off the highway before we're off-trail bushwhacking?
If I had to guess, about 0.6 miles.
Totally off-trail.
New record, really.
Wonder how this bodes the rest of this section going into Yellowstone.
Oh, not probably. It's gonna be great.
So from where we are right now, we have about a little less than 50 miles to go to the border of Yellowstone. Then we've got 3 nights in backcountry sites along the CDT in the park. We'll be able to see Old Faithful and a bunch of other cool geysers and things along those lines, especially if we time it right. I think some others are going to be up with us in there somewhere too, to see how it all shakes out. These are Pinnacle Buttes. This is looking south towards Dubois on the Wind River at the bottom of this valley. What a place to have a spread. Probably a dude ranch or something, but still, a beautiful location.
This place is Brook Slope Lodge, currently equivalent for us at $900 per person. Pretty nice spot. Beautiful, isn't it?
We went in and walked around in that lodge area for a little bit. It is really nice. You get a lot of, it's almost like an adult summer camp kind of feeling. I've got to wonder how much that price increased after the show Yellowstone came out. These places must have made a fucking killing.
Also, if you're looking for like trail bait or whatever, you can get a resupply box over there. We're on the blue line, like just leaving Dubois on Highway 26. They don't have, I think they have like a restaurant or something in there, but pretty sure it's just for guests. No soda, no gift shop. So keep that in mind.
I'm not saying we were gonna stop hiking or anything, but the last few months have become a slog a little bit. But this last week has kind of revamped my enthusiasm for this trail, because there's so many places like this that are just hidden kind of in between major sites that you don't hear anything about, and they're just as pretty as anything I would have thought being anywhere else. I've been really impressed with Wyoming. We have a couple odd things going on right now. One, my phone is spazzing out and making it very difficult to use and or videotape anything with. And so I've got to figure out some sort of long-term solution for that. But secondly, these Yellowstone permits are going to make us have to go relatively slow for the next few days. We don't know how to do that, so there's going to be a lot of thumb twiddling. It's going to be an experiment. See how it works. We are being a little bit more wary in this area too, because we've heard from multiple people that the grizzly infestation really starts here, and a lot of people have been seeing them, so we got to keep our eyes open. Our friend St. Croix, who just dropped us off, is kind of on a rock hounding trip out here too, which is pretty cool. He found a lot of interesting stuff, and he thinks he's got a lot of jade or something. Kind of got us talking about the idea of lost treasure. And I remember there was a guy named Forrest Fenn, who was a pretty wealthy author, who had actually hidden, like, was it $5 million or $1 million or something like that?
It was millions, yeah.
Of dollars worth of gold, I think.
Gold,
So,
precious gems, gold.
in the American West, recently, within the last few decades, put out some cryptic writings about it, and people were looking for it forever. And finally, somebody a couple of years ago found it, and it was legit, and it was right around here somewhere, which is pretty cool. It would have been interesting to have found that. It's hard to see, but we've got a pretty big valley we're coming down into, and a river that's about, 2 or 3 times as big as anything we've crossed recently, so it's going to be a pretty substantial water crossing down there. Again, just some really impressive buttes here. These formations are way bigger than they look like in video. Sure, this is exactly what we need to be doing right now, taking our shoes off, but I'm choosing to risk my feet for a little bit in order to not have wet shoes for the long run. I really hate having wet shoes. It's after 8 already today, and still walking because there's a giant burned area here. There's so many trees around that are threatening to fall, and there's supposed to be a better spot with a cabin at the bottom of this hill. So just gonna push the extra mile to get there. It's gonna leave us 2 pretty easy days, tomorrow and the next day, which will be really nice for a change, instead of breaking our backs trying to kill ourselves going 30 to 35 endlessly. I think this stretch through Yellowstone is going to be really nice.
We're in camp. I opted to take this video instead of bothering the poor southbounders who are here. So everybody now gets to look up my nose instead of seeing a pretty campsite. All right, see you in the morning.
Apologies for the non sequitur here, but at that point in the trip, my phone completely crapped out, stopped working, couldn't film anything, couldn't do anything, couldn't see maps. So I eventually got it fixed in Jackson, which you'll see in a bit in the next video. But for the interim 3-4 days, editorial and complete dictatorial control is turned over to Clover. The style's a bit different, a lot less filming in general. It was just kind of a hassle to get anything done and transferred over to my phone so that I could edit it. But we just had to have some stuff down just to to have some semblance of a chronological story here. We did what we could, and we're back on track now, but this is what we had from that section.
Look at that. The waterfall over there. When the water, it falls off the rocks into other pools of water. It's right there. We just got passed by that horse train we see on the side of the trail, and I found it pretty endearing that the lady at the end asked us if we were through hiking and if we started in April specifically, and we said yeah, which is kind of confusing, and then she just, right as the end of the train passed, just kind of snapped back and looked to us, hiker trash, which is a term that's pretty endearingly used in this community, but it's just kind of rare to see it from, you know, horse packers or somebody out here in nowhere in Wyoming.
Ah, run away.
So I know this doesn't look like much, but this is Two Ocean Creek right the dividing of the water. And so this water goes into the Pacific Ocean, that'll drip down there. This goes into the Atlantic. Meaning that if I fish right here, I can contaminate both the west coast and the Gulf at the same time. Or if you want to be more optimistic, theoretically, a salmon can swim up from the Columbia River all the way up here and spawn. They had other salmon, which then goes out this creek, introduced the Midwestern United States to something called cuisine, which would be a huge upgrade. We didn't take any videos yesterday afternoon or evening or this morning or anything like that, but we did camp. We slept because we're not nocturnal. We're about like a mile from the Yellowstone border, so I wonder if it's just going to look like this for the next 3 days, or until we get somewhere where I can fix my phone, or what. But everybody's been seeing grizzly bears and we haven't, and I'm kind of pissed about that, because I want to see one. Clover doesn't want to because he's afraid, but I hope we do.
He's harassing the cameraman again. Help. We just had a pretty interesting encounter with a guy who's not really on a trail or anything, just sort of wandering around with his horse. He'd been out for 30 days. I guess his map had, I don't know, got destroyed or something, so he was asking us how to get over to the spot called Bridger Lake, which is east of the trail. Helped him the best we could. Seemed like he was in good spirits.
Yeah, look at this. Yellowstone National Park. We're here. It's so obviously very different than everywhere else that we've been in the last few days. This grass on this side of this post is much grassier, I guess, than the grass that's on this side of the post.
All right, we're maybe about a mile or something in from the Yellowstone border, and the trail kind of goes west from there and then cuts north. And here we are on the Snake River. It's pretty cool. We're sort of near the headwaters of it, which is something I really like about these long trails, especially like on the CDT. The CDT especially, because like it pushes you up into, you know, the literal hydrological divide of the country. So, you know, a lot of major river systems start here along the divide, and the Snake River is one of them. I don't really know why they call it the Snake River. I haven't seen any snakes. I've seen a lot of fucking biting flies, though. Maybe they should call it that. Biting Fly River. Rolls off the tongue a little better. Pretty cool.
We're on the mission to fix my phone. Clover's mute because you can't hold a phone and talk at the same time. But it's 5:45 in the morning.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. We gotta be able to get to a road early enough to hitch to Jackson early enough.
Jackson? I'm mute and he can't speak. He's drunk.
Yeah. We just basically need to get to town quick enough for me to fix my phone today instead of spending $300 on a hotel room. Let's hope to God this works.
Well, I didn't notice this until today, this morning, but last night we had 999 red line miles to go until Canada from where we camped. So, I don't know, so I guess that's kind of a milestone. What do you think, Fresh?
Yeah, we're a little over 2/3 of the way done, but yeah, less than 1,000 left, which it's psychological. It is a milestone.
Yeah. To me, it kind of feels like we're close to the end, but still so far. We still have to walk like 1,000 miles, which is like something that you
It's like
would...
twice the Colorado Trail.
Yeah.
See that right there? She's boiling. Whole creek is boiling. All over there, steaming, boiling. It's actually literally an entire creek. If you zoom in, just like down there. It's hot. It's like a hot spring, but a creek.
Steamy Creek.
Now, I swear to God, this is not me, but I found it funny. There's a footprint here of somebody who's almost certainly in the hospital with third-degree burns on their foot right now. Or their skeletons in the bottom of this pit. Somebody walked into this fucking thing. This is probably hundreds of degrees.